everyone, today we are at Vineyard Church in Boise, Idaho, and this is where Joy plays keys. We're going to be doing a rig tour of their setup that they have here on the stage, as well as in their chapel prayer room. So Joy, tell me about your keys rig. It looks like you've got MainStage set up here on a laptop and you're using the Nord as a Midi controller?
Yeah, that's right. So when I got here about 7 years ago, the Nord was already here, and so at first I was bringing my own Yamaha keyboard and my laptop and MainStage and Sunday keys to play every week. But then a few years ago, my worship leader really wanted all the keys players to have the same sound week in and week out. So I decided to get a laptop for the church and for the whole worship team. And so now it's set up for me every week. I can just come in and play. We've got Sunday keys and MainStage all ready to go. So we have Sunday keys for MainStage running right here on the Mac. And then this keyboard is an older Nord, so it requires the MIDI cables to send the MIDI out. So we've got the MIDI out going through here to this interface. And this is a 4i4, so it's able to take a MIDI cable in the back. And then we actually have this connected to the laptop stand itself, so it can just be moved around wherever. And we have the direct box connected also. And so then the sound can go to the direct box and then out through the sound system. This is a Nano Control 2, and this is great to control all the sounds. So I love to be able to adjust volumes or reverb or delay or anything that I'd like really, really quickly. As I move this fader, you'll see how it's responding. So here's the volume going up. I can adjust the tone to make it brighter or darker in the sound. I love to do that with the pianos especially. And then the Nano Control is connected here to the hub. This one is great because this Anchor hub has different types of ports, so you can use it with the USB-C or whatever you might need. And the interface is also connected to the Mac using this hub. So you can see that that's coming right from there. This laptop stand is really great. It's by Gator Frameworks, but I really like it because it has this edge to it, so it's just easier to keep things contained right there in the tray. And I really like that there are these holes on the sides for the cables, so it's really easy to keep things nice and neat.
Tell me about this stand because it looks really nice, really sturdy. We have one of those X stands.
Oh yeah.
Or that I use personally, and it wobbles all the time. And you know it works because you can throw it in your trunk. But,
right.
But yeah, it's definitely not as sturdy as this one looks.
I love this stand so much. This is a Roland stand, and it is just super sturdy. It's really great because it's got this foam kind of on the top, so it really keeps the keyboard firmly in place, and I play pretty heavy, so it feels really super solid.
So it looks like all of the power cables and everything are routed back here really nicely.
Yeah, we're able to just kind of tuck all of them in on this thing that somebody made, and it looks great and keeps everything hidden from view here on the stage.
Joy, I noticed you have a little table sitting down here. You want to tell me what this is for?
Oh, I love this table. This table is the perfect height, and I'm always sitting here at the keys, and so I put my drinks here and anything else that I need, but mostly just my drinks, and they're right there close by. It's a great holding spot, and it's just perfect.
I think every keys setup needs a little drink table.
Yeah. It's just right. It makes me so nervous when I see people set drinks like on the laptop stands. And if they're on the floor, it's just so far away. And so it is the perfect solution. It's one of my favorite things.
So what is this computer being used for?
Yeah, so from here we're running Ableton, and we just run click track and loop through that. So that's nice, one thing I don't have to worry about. That just automatically syncs with the click. And then usually the bass player or the guitarist is running the clicks and track every week, but sometimes I run it.
So if you're running click, then what does your in-ear setup look like?
So I got these great in-ears last year actually from Alclair. They're the RSM quads. And so I had these made, and I really love these, how sparkly they are, especially on the stage with the lighting. Aren't they pretty? They're like the peacock glitter color or something. I paid extra for the glitter, but it was totally worth it. And then I plug in my in-ears into the Shure monitor pack, and then I'm able to use an app on my phone to just control my own monitor mix. So it's great that I have the whole setup here at church that I can use every single week, but then I also still have my MacBook at home, and so I do all my preparation for all my sounds and songs there at home. So the first song I'm going to show you is a song that we do quite a bit, and it's called Back to Life. I like to play it like the original recording, and then I've kind of added my own part to sort of build the song a little bit. So usually I like to pick out all of my own sounds for Sunday. Sometimes I like to use our song-specific patches that are already made and sound really great and really full. But in my context here, we do a lot of flow and spontaneous during the service, so I like to have a lot of flexibility. And I do also like to create a lot of my own parts and play a lot of piano in the higher range. So I've got a piano in here, and then I have a sound bed and a couple of pads. I really like the sound beds because they sort of fill the space and keep all that sound going. And then I have a Retro Bells lead right alongside the piano for all these higher parts. So I really like how all of that comes together. Another song we like to play is You Deserve It All. And for this one, there is a really clear guitar line that happens in the verses. And a lot of times here, we don't have an electric guitar player on a Sunday. And so when that happens, I really like to play some of the melodic guitar lines that happen in songs. I feel like that's one thing that really makes worship songs unique from each other, are some of those melody lines. And so for this one, I created this patch so that I could cover that guitar line. So let me show you what that sounds like for the verse.
So now we're in the prayer room. So Joy, can you tell us about the setup that you have going on here?
Yeah, so in here we have this Roland Juno keyboard, which feels really great. All the sounds are coming from the Sunday Keys app running on the iPad. And so I've actually brought over the laptop stand from the main rig. And so it's all connected the exact same way with the direct box and the interface and everything. I can just plug in the iPad here. I use the extender to go all the way across. And then I just have taken the power from the Mac and just plug that into the hub, since the iPad needs additional power. And otherwise the setup is exactly the same. So now we have this movable keys rig that can go kind of anywhere we want, and it's super fast to set up. So this room is great because we have these monitors set up that there's actually monitors facing me so I can hear all the keys sounds, and then there's also monitors facing out into the room. So in here we're able to just hear the acoustic guitar and the keys and everything without running in-ears, and it sounds really great. And so everything's just plugged into this board that we can adjust and turn up and down. I wanted to show you the iPad stand that we're using. It's really cool. So this part actually clamps right to this keyboard stand right here, which is great. And it came with this iPad stand here, and it originally can clamp right on here. But this one wasn't big enough for the iPad Pro. So I have this other one that's a little bit bigger, and it can extend quite a bit further for the iPad. So then I hooked it up here and just screws on the other iPad stand, and then can sit right there, just like that.
Well, Joy, thanks for showing us your keys rig today. All of the equipment that we mentioned in today's video is going to be linked in the description below. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content that we put out every single week.
Tip: get your worship leader to create your keys rig at church and set it up for you, and how to troubleshoot it to fix problems without you. That would be my tip. Achieve that, and you shall have great success.